Hello everyone. Now after studying electrophilic substitution reaction, to complete this topic, let's solve certain problems. Let's have a problem solving session. Now these are the certain compounds I have written here, and you have to prepare them starting from benzene. You are free to use any reagent. You are free to have any number of steps. You have to reach to benzoic acid. The first compound written here is benzoic acid. You have, starting with benzene, you have to reach to benzoic acid. Now the best thing would be you try them out yourself, at least think about the steps what it would be, and gradually we'll solve all of them. Benzoic acid, as you remember, we studied 5 kind of substitution reactions, and none of them we got directly a carboxylic acid group on benzene. We got nitro group, we got alkyl group, we got acyl group, we got sulfonic acid group, we got halogens. We didn't get carboxylic acid group directly, so as such there will be no direct substitution on benzene to get carboxylic acid. We need to get something else, and from that group, if it is possible to get carboxylic acid, that would be the way out here. So the possibility that we have is, there are 2 possible things that we can have. If somehow we are able to get benzaldehyde, if somehow we are able to get a aldehydic group on benzene, then it would be very easy to get a carboxylic acid group from aldehyde. Any mild oxidizing agent will oxidize aldehyde to carboxylic acid. So it would be very trivial to get a acid group from aldehydic group once we get a aldehyde on benzene. Another possibility would be if we get an alkyl group on benzene, then also we can get carboxylic acid in one step from this alkyl group via oxidation. A strong oxidizing agent like KMnO4, K2Cr2O7 may oxidize this alkyl group to carboxylic acid group. Or we can even have a acyl group. Even a acyl group can be oxidized to carboxylic acid group by a strong oxidizing agent, same as potassium permanganate or potassium dichromate. Now this is easy, we can get these. In the previous lecture we have solved certain problems in that we have generated this aldehydic group. We have substituted hydrogen by this aldehydic group through carbon monoxide, HCl and AlCl3. We have seen this. Alkylation is a direct step. You can carry out alkylation by RCl and AlCl3, and this acylation is also a direct step. You can get this acyl benzene from benzene, and you can oxidize these two with a strong oxidizing agent like KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7. If they are hot, they will be more powerful oxidizing agent. Otherwise, at least at room temperature also, this KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7 are strong enough to carry out the oxidation. Through this aldehyde, this KMnO4, K2Cr2O7 will obviously oxidize aldehyde to acid. Otherwise, you can use a mild oxidizing agent like Tollens reagent as well, or Fehling's reagent as well. So this is how we will be getting carboxylic acid group on benzene, or this is how we will be getting benzoic acid from benzene. So there is no direct step to get a carboxylic acid group as a substituted product. You have to get either aldehyde or one of this alkyl group or acyl group. From these 3 we can carry out oxidation and we can get carboxylic acid group, not a problem. Now there's one thing I would like to say you here. This must be very natural to you. This aldehyde is very easily oxidized to get to give carboxylic acid group. Now the ease of oxidation is because carbon hydrogen bond is a very weak bond. This we have seen, or we have learned for the first time when we studied hyperconjugation. This is a weak bond, that's why this bond participates in hyperconjugation, and that's why it's very easy for oxygen to come in and gets inserted here. So this bond is a weak bond, that's why oxygen gets inserted here very easily, and when oxygen gets inserted here we get carboxylic acid. So that's why aldehyde is prone to oxidation. It is very susceptible to oxidation. Any weak oxidizing agent or any mild oxidizing agent very easily oxidize aldehyde to give acid. That's not an issue, that's not a problem, you understand this very well. Now what I want to say you here is, any alkyl group, whether this alkyl is ethyl or propyl or butyl, pentyl, isopentyl, neopentyl, isobutyl, whatever, this alkyl group, whatever it be, this will always get oxidized to give benzoic acid as one of the product. The other acid will depend upon the R group, the chain of the R, whatever it is, but one of the product will always be benzoic acid. Now to give you a feel of this, you won't find a proper explanation in text, but to give you a proper feel why this should be, listen to this. This is the carbon which is attached to benzene ring directly. There might be other carbons attached to this carbon, or there might be hydrogen, whatever this chain may be, we are not concerned. What we are concerned is, we are concerned with this bond. This benzene ring would be electron rich. There will be high electronic density in the substrate in this benzene ring. Now due to this high electronic density, some of the electronic density will diffuse out into the orbital, which is into orbital of the carbon which is just adjacent to the benzene ring. That means orbital of this carbon, alpha carbon. So this carbon will get the maximum electronic density because of diffusion of the electrons in the benzene ring. The other carbon, if there is carbon ahead of this carbon, that means at the beta carbon, the electronic density will be comparatively very less than the alpha carbon. So the alpha carbon, if we talk about the outside chain apart from benzene, then the alpha carbon will be the carbon which is most electron rich, right? When it comes to oxidation, oxidation is loss of electron. You must be knowing this, Leo Jer. Loss of electron is oxidation and gain of electron is reduction. So when we talk about oxidation, basically we talk about loss of electron. So when it comes to oxidation, some element has to lose electron, and the one which has the maximum electron, that will be most likely to lose electron. And the most electron rich carbon here is this alpha carbon, so this is most likely to lose electron. So the most likely site of oxidation is this carbon. So this carbon gets oxidized and get converted to COOH, gets converted to a carboxylic acid group, and rest of the chain is broken and corresponding different acids are formed at other bonds as well. But surely this carbon will be the first carbon to get oxidized, and one of the product will always be benzoic acid and rest will give other acids as well. But one of the product will always be benzoic acid, whatever this R group be. So this is a very common reaction that we will be encountering later on. So it's better to grab this concept here itself. Whatever this R is, you will always get carboxylic acid group whenever you have a strong oxidizing agent. This is important. So this is done. This is how we will be getting benzoic acid. Now the next one in the list is aniline. This is aniline. If you don't know the name of this compound, it's better get acquainted with this, because generally in papers they don't write the structure. It is cumbersome. It is more difficult to draw the structures. If you work on Word, it is not possible to draw these structures. So generally they set papers, if in your school or even in other competitive exams, they prefer writing aniline rather than drawing the structure of full aniline. You must know the common name of different important compounds. Like this is benzoic acid, aniline, phenol, biphenyl. These are common. You must know them. Aniline, how to get aniline from benzene? Now again, if you remember, if you recapitulate all those 5 electrophilic substitution that we have done up till now, in none of them you directly get NH2 group. So there's no way that you can get aniline directly from benzene in one step. Somehow you have to generate some other functional group, and you have to convert that functional group into NH2. And what intuitively you can guess is, or we have talked about this earlier, if you get NO2 group on benzene, then reduction of NO2 will result in NH2. O will move out, H will get in, that is reduction. And that's how you will get aniline. So if you have benzene, you carry out nitration, and nitration can be carried out by nitratic mixture. Nitratic mixture is a 1:1 mixture of nitric acid and sulfuric acid, which we have seen when we studied nitration. Generally they will write NM. You have to know this. NM is nitrating mixture. and nitrating mixture will carry out nitration. That means NO2 group will get added on benzene, giving us nitrobenzene, and from nitrobenzene you can get aniline in one step by carrying out reduction of NO2. NO2 can be reduced by various reagents. The most important and common one of them is tin with HCl. We'll talk about this reagent later on when we will study the chapter amines. That's how aniline will be generated. Let's talk about phenol. Again, OH group cannot be inserted directly in one step, so somehow you have to again carry out series of reactions to get OH group on benzene, and this will be an important reaction, and I'm using it because I have taught this. So I'm playing safe. I'm playing on a level playing ground. I'm not using any reaction which I haven't told you before, right? This OH group, we studied how to get ROH from RCl. If you remember, and if you have heard previous lectures, we can get this by a very important reaction through a very important reagent. And the reagent is Grignard reagent. One of the way to get ROH from RCl is somehow if you make a Grignard reagent of this. That means if you make RMgCl, and you know how to make Grignard reagent. If you add Mg in ethereal solution, Mg and ether, this will result in RMgX. X here is Cl, so that will result in RMgCl. From RMgCl you can get ROH if you add A, oxygen, and B, you carry out hydrolysis of that. So you will get alcohol. So from RCl you can get ROH, and you can get a hint from here. If you want to get OH, somehow if you can generate Cl here, or Br or I, anything for that matter, then you can generate that OH group instead of that X group by making a Grignard reagent. First make the Grignard reagent of this, then do reaction with O2, and then carry out hydrolysis. This reaction we studied as the last reaction of Grignard reagent. Now for the benefit of those who didn't hear that lecture or have heard and forgotten, let me recapitulate this very quickly. If you have RCl, or let's start from Grignard reagent. If you have Grignard reagent RMgX, and if you're adding oxygen to this, what happens is you get a peroxide ion like this. This is the first step. When you react Grignard reagent with oxygen, you get a peroxide in ionic form like this. When you add H plus and H2O, when you add H plus, this will result in a peroxide, and when you add H2O, this gets hydrolyzed. This part is removed off as H2O, this part is removed off as ROH. Like we have hydrolysis of ether, we haven't studied this yet, but I have taught you, and I'm just trying to make you understand what will happen exactly is, as we have done many times now, removal of water. Water is a stable group. It's a good leaving group because thermodynamically it's very stable. So with H plus, one more H plus will get added to the external oxygen, or which is on the exterior side of the peroxide, because this R will create hindrance. This hydrogen is small, although we write here on the board as the same size, but hydrogen is much smaller than R. So this hydrogen will cause much less hindrance than R. So H plus will come to the oxygen which is attached with hydrogen. For that reason here we will have H2O plus. This will be removed off as water, and this will be getting as ROH. Right? So this result finally in ROH. So this is how we get ROH from RX. Right? So now I need not say anything to you. You can work it out yourself. What you have to do is you have to create a Cl here. That can be done in a single step from benzene if you carry out chlorination. Cl2 AlCl3. This is a standard reaction. This is one of the 5 substitution reactions that we have studied. If you carry out chlorination, chlorination press with chlorine and a strong Lewis base like AlCl3, chlorination will result in chlorobenzene, and from chlorobenzene then you can create Grignard reagent Mg in presence of ether. That will give you this pH MgCl, right? and from this you can get alcohol. First reaction by aerial oxidation. You don't have to do anything, just leave the reagent in presence of atmosphere. With oxygen of the air, this will be oxidized into peroxide. That means through aerial oxidation it will be oxidized to peroxide, followed by hydrolysis. We will get phenol. This is a powerful reaction, and this is the reaction that you must learn at this stage itself before we delve very deep into organic. To get OH from Cl, this is one of the standard pathway that you have to remember. This is very helpful in conversion reactions that we will be seeing later on. This is a powerful method to generate a OH group on benzene ring, and this will be used further as well.